Okay, like I said, I have these ornaments. I'm going to just put one aside for right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully take this top off. Now if you have a glass bulb, you might want to have mom and dad help because these can break. They're quite thin. Okay? And it's so simple as to just dropping in our little pom-poms. And you're creating an ornament for the tree. It's going to be light and pretty. Any age can do this, any age. And you can hang these on your tree. You can hang these across a window. You can give these as gifts to Grandma and Grandpa or an aunt and uncle. See how pretty they look? I think they look very nice when they have all the colors in it. See that? And it's multicolored. It'll go with any of your other ornaments. You can put a little, you can fill it all the way up if you want. Okay? Now we're going to place the top back on it. And there we have a beautiful ornament. Very colorful, isn't it? I like that. Okay, let's do one. Let's set that here so we can still see it. Turn it on its side so it doesn't roll around. Again, we're going to take the top off carefully, slowly and carefully. There we go. And just lay that aside. Now I'm going to take my blue and white, which reminds me of Frozen. That's why I got it. I thought, oh, that's so cute. And we're just going to pop them all in there. And like I said, you can put a few. You can put all the way to the top if you want. What do you think? Do you like it less full or really full? This one's pretty full. I think it's kind of pretty sometimes when it's less full because you can see the glitter. You can see how pretty it looks in there. I'm going to add maybe one or two more. And there you have an ornament that you've made for someone as a gift or to put on the tree. Okay guys, there you go. We have our two ornaments, and I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I hope that I'm giving you some great ideas for Grandma or Grandpa, a gift for a friend, or something just to add to the tree that you've personally done. Okay guys, bye-bye. Okay, for another ornament idea that I have is a hot chocolate one. It's very useful. It does make it a little heavy to hang on the tree, but sometimes I put them in baskets that I'm giving people. So what I'm going to need is, I've bought some Ghirardelli hot chocolate mix in a pouch, and I have Hershey's semi-sweet minis. I also have peppermint chunks that I've cut down into smaller pieces so that this will fit inside our little spout to our ornament. So you may need to cut those up a little bit. The chocolate chips are mini, I also have the jet puffed marshmallow bits, and they're so small they fit right through my funnel really easily. I bought some mini M&Ms, but if I use this, you have to realize that when it hits that hot milk or whatever, let's see, you can use, it looks like milk or water. Nope, it says milk. So when they use milk, that this is going to color your hot chocolate. It's going to melt and disappear, but it is fun to look at in the ornament. So I've gone ahead and just purchased that. I have some ribbon, red and green, that I will tie around this part of my ornament to give it a little bit of a Christmas look to it. And a funnel. Funnels make things much easier. So with these, you can do this any way you want. And I'm going to get just a little cup that's going to help hold my ornament in place. Okay? You can use a glass or whatever you have. My ornaments are not plastic, they're glass, so I got to be careful with these. Okay, so my funnel fits right in there beautifully. I'm going to open up my hot chocolate mix, and we'll put some of that in there. Let's see. It doesn't want to open. There we go. Now it's open. Now, to make hot chocolate here, it says that you need it says go to taste. So they're saying that they suggest 2 tablespoons or more for your hot chocolate with 6 ounces of milk. Okay. So at least 2 tablespoons, which I always find it not to be as chocolatey as I like it to be, but that's up to you. So let's get 2 tablespoons in there. My little tablespoon mix. Okay. Now I'm just going to give it a little massage so that all my chocolate goes into my... Look at that. So what do I want to do next? I think for this one, I want to add mini chocolate chips because I want it to have a little bit more of a chocolatiness to it. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to pour some of those on top. Oh, about a tablespoon's worth. And I'm going to move my ornament around a little bit, very slightly, so that my chocolate chips move around and kind of give me a layer. Okay? So now I have a layer of chocolate chips and my cocoa. I'm going to top it off with my marshmallows. Who doesn't like marshmallows? And I'm going to put quite a bit in there. I don't want to crush these because they're not real soft. But I want it to give it that snowy top look. Everybody likes lots of these marshmallows in their hot cocoa. So it's not a problem. They're bouncing out because I'm squeezing this a little bit to get them to go through my tunnel. This is a nice soft funnel. I like this one. Oh, look at that. How pretty is this going to be? Okay. I have all my marshmallows in there now, so you can see my layer of hot cocoa, my mini chocolate chips, and my mini marshmallows. I'm going to put my top back on. Okay, I have my top back on. Now I'm just going to tie a simple ribbon around it. Make sure you get enough ribbon. You can always cut the ends off. I'm going to tie a little bow around this. And you can do whatever you want. You can make little tassels with the kind of ribbon that you can kind of pull with scissors, and it will make them curl. I don't want it to be real long. But I want it to look like a bow. So looky here. Is that not the kind of gift you would want to see if someone gave you maybe a food basket for Christmas or a goodie basket? Okay, I'm going to do another one now. Set that one over here. I'm going to get my ornaments out. And I'm going to do a peppermint one now. I'm going to pull this off of here. First, I'm going to put my peppermints in. And the reason being is that I want it to have layer look to it. So I'm going to put some of these in, and these probably won't pass real easy through my funnel. So I'm going to have to do these by hand to make sure they go in. And make sure that the person you're giving it to, that you find out if they like peppermint. I find that people either really love it or they hate it. They're not a fan of it, you don't want to give it to them. You may want to give them the real chocolatey one. Let's see. We'll do a little bit more. And you can do a white hot chocolate if you can find a white hot chocolate mix. I haven't seen any around here. So a few more. And then on your tag, when you put a tag to it, you want to let them know it's hot chocolate. You want to let them know how much milk that they need to use to make their hot chocolate with, and what type of hot chocolate it is. If it's a intense hot chocolate, write on there intense hot chocolate, because you've added your mini chocolate chips to it. So that's what I'll put on my label for this one, or I'll put a dark hot chocolate label on it with my instructions of 6 ounces of hot milk. Okay, so now I'm going to do my tablespoons. I hope that's enough so that this looks like a layer. Might not be, but we'll see. I'm going to lightly squeeze this to get it all down there. Okay, I'm going to take this out for just a second and give this just a tiny little tap so it levels off. But you can kind of see my chocolate at the bottom. So we're getting our layers. Now if you want, you could do another layer of peppermint on top depending on how peppermint flavored you want this to be. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead, put our funnel back, add our marshmallows. And maybe I wanted to clean the funnel a little bit because these are getting colored by the leftover cocoa in my funnel. But you know, that's okay. It's something that we learn as we do stuff. You could add sprinkles to this. Of course, they're going to melt. They won't stay in their drink. So just remember, there's not much you're going to put in a hot chocolate that isn't going to melt. At least these marshmallows will float to the top. We know that. Okay. I'm going to carefully put my lid back on. There we go. I'm going to cut my red ribbon this time. It's just a little thicker than the other one. I'm going to tie my ribbon around here carefully. Here, we'll get this like this first. There we go. Now we're going to tie it tight and create a bow, just like tying your shoe. So now we're going to have our peppermint hot chocolate and our intense hot chocolate. I think I like that thicker bow a little better. It looks a little more festive, huh? There we go. We have peppermint and intense chocolate. I think we'll make one more and we'll add our M&Ms to it this time just because they look like they're so much fun. Okay, so this one we're going to add M&Ms, and I think I'm going to add some to the bottom. So we'll add some M&Ms to this. Red and green M&Ms. And just because it'll be so exciting for someone to say, that would be fun to have. Add a few more. Okay. Yeah, let's add some more. There we go. I want it to have a nice good layer. There we go. So our mini M&Ms. Now I'm going to take my hot chocolate mix. I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Carefully, I'm going to swivel this around. Kind of like an hourglass, isn't it? Okay. Give it that little tap so it levels out a little bit and spreads. Oh, it's hard to see our M&Ms at the bottom, but they're there. I may add some more to the top once I get some of this powder out of here. I don't want my marshmallows to look all dark again. You want your marshmallows nice and white. That's clean enough. Okay, let's add more M&Ms so that they can see it from the top too. So I've used one full tower on this, but I don't care. I like the idea of it. I might save this one for me. Look at that. How pretty that looks. Okay, and now we're going to do a little bit of our marshmallows on top. Look at that. Wouldn't that be fun to get? It's like popcorn. Okay. So we've got that there. I'm going to put my lid back on it and tie a ribbon around it. I think I'm going to use my red since I liked the red bow the way it looked. Kind of get it started because it's easier that way. Put the loop around here, tie it good and tight, and then tie our bow. Don't forget, you need to add on there the instructions and kind of tell them what kind of hot chocolate you've made them. Look at there. We have our M&M hot chocolate. I may call this the candy surprise. And it is kind of heavy to try to put on a tree, so I would suggest either putting this at their place setting or putting this in a basket or in a small box if you're going to give just one to a friend. Okay guys, I hope you liked our ideas for our ornaments. And don't forget, have a very Merry Christmas. And don't be afraid to try new ideas. Bye.